Okay, linking pages to each other. I've got this home page here, and I've got an about page and a projects page, or I will. These are not links yet. So first let's create these pages real quick. So I'm going to go in my docs folder, and I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call this about. Inside of the about folder, I'm going to make a new file, call this index.html, of course. And I'm going to say ht, hit tab when it's on HTML5, make the title about, and I'm just going to throw in an h1 about page here. So, okay, this isn't a link yet, so we can't get there. But if I just go to about, here's my about page. Okay, now inside of docs, I'm going to create another folder, and I'm going to call this projects. And inside of projects, I'm going to create a file, and I'll call this index.html. And I'm going to type ht, hit tab because this one is selected, change this to projects, and let's say h1 projects page. Okay, and now up here, instead of going to the about page, we can put in projects, and that takes us there. So I just want to point out that, again, the reason we name everything index.html is so that we don't have to type the HTML file that we're trying to go to. So with this, like if I called this here projects.html, I would actually have to go into the projects folder and then type projects.html. And then it finds it. But if I just keep this index is a special name for files where we don't have to type in index.html, we just have to type in the name of the folder that index.html is inside of. So that projects there, that's referring to this projects folder over here. Okay, so projects page, all that good stuff. So let's say we're on the home page. Home page being index.html, and I want to link to, let's go back to our home page, which is docs. Okay. So I want to link to this about page. So right now where it says about, I have these as p tags here. But if I'm doing links, it should be a tags. So let's just kind of delete this whole line here, kind of start over. So we want to link to our about page. So I'm going to type an a tag, so a, href, short for hypertext reference. I'm trying to find a file, so I need the reference to it. So a href equals, I'm just trying to link to the about page. So all I need to do is type in about because there's an index.html file inside of the about folder. So a href equals about, and then if I close that and I type about here, this is the content, this is what actually shows up on the page. This is a link now, and if I click on this, it takes me to the about page. You know, and I could type about/index.html and it will do the exact same thing. It will take me to the about page's index.html. But again, I don't need that because it's called index.html. Let's do the same thing with projects. So I'll say a href equals projects. And then I'll type projects in here and I'll close off my a tag. Great. So now if I go back to my home page, I can click projects and it takes me to my projects folder. Okay, what if in my projects folder, let's say I want to link to my home page or my about page. I could create an a tag, so I'll say a href, and I want to link to my home page. If I want to link to my home page, I need to go up one folder because projects is inside of the docs folder, but docs folder is what's holding on to my home page, which is index.html here. So to go back up one folder, I actually just have to type ... And then I can type home. So if I click that, it's just going to go up one folder. There we go. Projects, home. Projects, home. If I wanted to link to the about page, a href equals, I can't just put about now because the about folder is at the same level as the projects folder. But this index.html, or sorry, this one here, the one that's inside of the projects folder, it is not at the same level as the about folder. So from projects, I got to type dot dot slash to go up one, and then I can look inside of about. Okay, and I can type about. Now you'll notice there's the slash here. I could put a slash here. You don't need to put it in either case. I like to leave it off. It doesn't hurt either way, so keeping that there. And now I can click about, and it takes me to my about page. Okay. And let's just, so we have a consistent menu, let's just say href equals, so we're on our projects page. How do we link to our projects page? Like, let's say we don't want to go anywhere. We're already on the projects page, but we want there to be a projects link. In the same way that dot dot takes us up one folder, a single dot is like stay where you are in a way. So I'm going to just put href equals single dot projects. So this dot is just saying stay where you are. So projects, if I click on that, I don't go anywhere. You could also make a dead link. And to do that, you just put a hashtag in between your quotes, and then you can click projects. And it does create a little hashtag up here, which, it's not really hurting anything, but I sort of like to put the single dot here. So now I have this menu here, and I could take this, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this whole 3-link menu right here. And let's go to my about page, because I want there to be a menu over here. So in my about, index.html, let's paste this in. Okay, so great, we've got our homepage link. Let's test that. Home, nice, takes me back. Go back to about. Let's try clicking on the about link. Nice, that also works. Because this is kind of redundant here. It's saying go out one folder and then look back inside of the about folder. So this is basically just sending us around in a circle. It still works. But just for sort of like cleanliness or consistency, I'm going to do the single dot thing. Since we're already in the about folder, we don't want to go anywhere. So click on it and cool. All right, let's click on projects. Projects also takes us to the about page. So we actually have to go into here. See, since we copied and pasted this over from the projects page, we have to tweak it just a little bit for our current page. So we're going to say dot dot slash projects there. Okay. No slashes. Cool. So dot dot slash projects. So now if I click that, it takes me to the projects page. If I click about, it takes me back there. Great. So all of my links work now. And of course, linking with relative file paths. These are called relative file paths because they are relative to the root directory of the website. But of course, you can just take like a URL from a web page, and let's see, I could say href equals, and I'll just put that in. Okay, class website. And since this is a separate website, I want this to open up in a new tab, so I'm going to just put here as an attribute target equals underscore blank in quotes. So now, and let's make sure, this is on the about page. I meant to put this on the home page. Okay, so there's that. Takes me to the link. Cool. Okay, so that's the basics of linking between things.